Israel and Iran on the edge of war? Tensions have been rising for decades. There have been cyber attacks, airstrikes, and nuclear threats. But in 2024, things escalated again. What happens now? Will there be war? And if so, who will win? Let's look at the facts. I made this video a few months ago, and a lot has changed since then. We'll get into that in a second. First off, here's our disclaimer. This is a neutral and informative video. It is not our intention to take sides or make light of this serious topic. In fact, we hope that by better understanding global politics, you can help us make the world a better place. That being said, let's dive in. So the big question is, are Israel and Iran really on the brink of war? Well, it depends on how you look at it. On one hand, tensions have been high for years, even decades. There have been numerous airstrikes on both sides, and in 2022, Israel carried out a major offensive in Gaza. Additionally, Iran supports groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, which have carried out attacks against Israel. Not to mention the ongoing nuclear dispute where Iran has been enriching uranium to levels that could be used in a nuclear bomb, something that Israel has threatened to attack. So, in a way, you could argue that the two have been on a war footing for a while now. On the other hand, a full-blown war would be something new. Despite all the conflicts in the region, direct large-scale hostilities between Israel and Iran have been avoided until now. In February 2024, Iran launched a missile attack against an Israeli-owned oil tanker off the coast of Oman. This was seen as a major escalation, and many believed that it could lead to a wider war. Israel responded a few days later with airstrikes on an Iranian-owned oil refinery. As of right now, things seem to be calming down, at least for the moment. Most important thing to understand is that both Israel and Iran have a lot to lose. War would cause countless civilian casualties and massive destruction to both countries. Additionally, it would destabilize the entire Middle East and could potentially trigger a wider conflict involving other regional powers. Basically, it would be a disaster for everyone involved. So what does the future hold? Will there be peace or will there be war? Well, unfortunately, it's impossible to say for sure. If you had told me this question a month ago, I would have given a different answer. But things have changed a lot since then. Now it is hard to predict what will happen. A few months ago, it seemed like a war was inevitable. Both sides were heavily invested in the conflict, and neither was willing to back down. However, recently there have been some positive developments. For example, both Israel and Iran have been in talks with the help of the United States. Additionally, there has been a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, which has helped to de-escalate the situation. And finally, the shadow war in the Red Sea seems to be stabilizing for the moment. So for now, it seems like a large-scale war has been averted. However, it's important to remember that things can change quickly. The situation is still very volatile, and it's possible that tensions could erupt again at any moment. As for who would win if there was a war, it's impossible to say. Both sides are evenly matched, and it's likely that any advantage one side might have would be quickly neutralized by the other. Ultimately, a war between these two countries would be a tragedy. So what do you think? You think Israel and Iran are headed for war? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this important issue. Thanks for watching. Please follow for more geopolitical breakdowns.